give Florida a lot of credit. I mean, they came in, they played us tough. They looked like they had more energy, to be honest with you. So I don't know if it's a lag from the tough loss at Tennessee, if our guys are just tired. I don't know. But they get out rebounded by 15. We knew they're a tough rebounding team, but we're usually better than that when we go into a game knowing we got the rebound. So, it seemed like they beat us to about every 50-50 ball. They obviously destroyed us on the glass. Those second chance points, they had us doubled. I think we gave up 26 fast break points, according to our stats, which is terrible. 26 fast break, 19 second chances, 45. That's about half their points came on second chance and transition. So we got to be better. It doesn't matter what your game plan is if you don't get back on defense and can't get a rebound. So we're gonna have to figure it out before we go to Auburn. We got to go number one team in the country. We got to go to their place. It's going to be a tough game for us there. And we're playing for a lot more than just we obviously can't win the regular season championship. We knew that coming to this game, but playing for SEC tournament seeding, we're playing for NCAA tournament seeding, and I thought we'd get a little bit better effort than what we got at some of these guys tonight.
Start with Tony.
I don't want to use the word panic, but how concerned are you about your team in this stretch? You've lost 4 of your last 6.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to be a tough stretch to close. I thought we'd do a little bit better. I thought we'd at least play with more effort. I'm more not panicked or losing. It's more concerning how we lost. Getting out rebounded by 15 and just not getting the 50-50 balls. And I think Florida had more pop, more energy than us. That's concerning to me.
Kelly.
Yeah, other than say just have better energy, how do you make sure to get back on track rebounding?
I mean, we're going to have to challenge some of these guys, see if it was breakdowns. Some of the rebounds were breakdowns. Some of we just didn't. We had guys leaking, not getting in the mix. Guys going to have to determine whether they want to make some tough plays or not. I didn't think we made too many tough plays tonight.
Ryan.
Coach, obviously not the outcome Mark wanted on senior day, but I've asked this before, but what did that tonight mean for him and what he's done for this program?
Yeah, I mean, he's done a lot for us, obviously. With our leading scorer in the first and only Final Four we've ever played in. He's National Player of the Year candidate going into the year. He's, we've been a top 10 team all year. He's been our leader. I think he's playing really hard. He didn't shoot it great from 3 tonight, but he's had some pretty efficient games here over the last month. And giving us pretty good effort on D. So, for a kid from Alabama to do what he's done these last 3 years here at Alabama, would have been nice to send him out with a win on senior night. But it's good the amount of people that stayed to recognize him. And the other 3 seniors, Grant's had a really good 2 years here, and then Youngblood's from Tuscaloosa originally and back home, and would have been nice for him to play a little better. He was one of those that just seemed like he's a little tired, so we got to try to figure out how to get his legs back up under him. And Cliff, one of the nicest kids you'd ever meet. I thought that O board where we hit the 3 off the Grant's miss at the free throw line was big. I thought maybe give us a little bit of lift and get us going. He's made some plays like that. So, everybody's capable of doing more. We just got to get them all to do a little bit more.
Chase.
With about 4.5 minutes left in the first half, you call timeout, you met the official under the basket. Was that about one specific play, or was that more about the way the game had been called to that point in general?
I mean, there was obviously never going to be happy with all the calls. I thought Chris got hit in the head on the one play. That's apparently he didn't, because I asked him to go look at it. That was the one that, there's a couple of them I thought we got fouled that ended up with 2 points going the other way, and that was one of them. So, but they said it wasn't, so apparently it wasn't.
Jack.
You guys had that 9-0 run late in the first half with about a minute to go, but then they scored the 5 points in 17 seconds to take the lead into halftime. How frustrating is it to see another end of half lapse like that?
Yeah, we haven't been closing the halves very well. Very frustrating, to be honest with you. We needed to do a better job, with both clock management, with just getting stops when we needed to. like we felt like we should have been up, more going in the half. We ended up being down, and then we came back and ended up taking a lead there to start the second half, and then they just started making all the tough plays there. After we took a 5-point lead, if I remember right there about the first media timeout, somewhere in there, and then it just seemed like they made every tough play for the next 10 minutes or so.
Johnny.
Condon finished with 27 and 10 in the second half. He got some free runs at the rim, a couple lobs. How difficult is that from a defensive standpoint to try to guard a guy like that?
Yeah, he's good. I mean, we didn't do a great job with our coverages and those handoffs and ball screens. He kind of got down there and caught the lobs. I mean, he's a good player. I mean, he's skilled. He led their team in plus minus with plus 12 in his 30 minutes. We obviously didn't do a great job on him. He made a couple threes, which we knew he could shoot. He did 11 on the year, I believe, coming into this, and kind of, gambled a little bit on some of our coverages, leaving him open, and he made us pay on it.
In the corner.
Hey, Coach. So you've been leading high-paced offensive teams, at least, even back since the Buffalo days. Yet tonight, it felt like Florida was able to dictate the pace a little bit. What do you think made them such a difficult team to implement that fast style of play against?
I mean, you got to be able to rebound the ball on the defensive side to get out in transition. The fact that, they had 16 on boards, in order to play fast, I mean, you saw we were taking it out of the net too much. You were trying to run on makes, we're too slow getting it out, but if you can't get stops, it's hard to be, fast-paced team taking it out of the net, and they're getting so many old boards. So our defensive rebounding wasn't where it needed to be. I mean, it still ended up being a fairly high possession game. I think we had 82, they had 83 possessions, but a lot of that was some of the fouls that were late. I agree, like through the course of the game, it wasn't at the pace we would have liked to have seen it at. Now, on their end, they got out in transition. Like I said, we had given up 26 points in transition. Some of those were off turnovers. Some of those were off some block shots. Some of those we just didn't get back after a missed shot. Our discipline in transition was awful tonight, which is disappointing in a game of this caliber, to be honest with you.
Last one, Tony.
The games in this current stretch have been closer than the ones last year when you guys kind of ended the regular season. Do you see a similarity in those two periods, and then can you take anything, maybe learn off of that from last year?
Yeah, I thought guys quit last year at times. I was very frustrated with our effort. Some of those games late. I don't think that's the case here. It looked to me like we didn't have enough pop, but we fought hard. We cut it to a 4 there late. And I told them at the timeout, shoot, we were up 4 with 30 seconds to go to Tennessee and lost the game. We've been in this situation on the other side. So I thought they continued to fight. I would anticipate us being a lot better Saturday at Auburn. I don't think this group's gonna have quit in them. I don't really have an answer as to why we didn't have pop. Kind of throughout a lot of the game, but they at least fought and didn't want to quit. I think we got a bunch of pretty high character kids, young men, that they're going to keep fighting. Where I thought last year we kind of succumbed to some give in a little bit, if you will. I think we had that tonight. We just didn't quite have the pop we needed to tonight.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everyone.